Look at your hands. They are soft. Too soft for the war you claim to be fighting. You wake up every morning and the first thing you do is surrender. You reach for your phone, seeking the digital approval of strangers, drowning your potential in a sea of mindless scrolling before your feet even touch the floor. You call it starting the day. Miyamoto Musashi would call it inviting your own execution. You are searching for peace. You want a life without friction, a path without thorns, a mind that is calm because nothing ever challenges it. This is your first mistake. Peace is not the absence of conflict. Peace is the mastery of it. The world has lied to you. It told you that you are special just for existing. It told you to follow your heart, forgetting that your heart is often a coward that seeks the warmth of the blankets when the wind starts to howl. Musashi did not seek peace. He sought the truth of the blade. He fought 60 duels and killed 60 men, not because he loved death, but because he understood a fundamental reality that you are too afraid to face. You are already at war. Right now, in this very second, there is a version of you that is dying. It is the version of you that was meant to lead, meant to build, meant to command. It is being strangled by the version of you that wants another hour of sleep, another hit of dopamine, another excuse to stay comfortable. You are looking for a secret technique, a hack, a shortcut to greatness. Stop. There is no secret. There is only the forge. There is only the strike. There is only the steel mind that refuses to break when the hammer falls. If you came here to feel good about yourself, leave now. This is not a sanctuary. This is a slaughterhouse for your weaknesses. We are here to kill the boy so the man can finally breathe. We are here to dismantle the lie you call your life and build something that can survive the storm. Are you ready to die to who you are? Or will you keep pretending until the grave does it for you? Let's talk about the person you see in the mirror. Not the version you post on Instagram. Not the potential you talk about when you're drunk. I'm talking about the person who sits alone at 2 a.m., staring at a ceiling, feeling that hollow ache in the chest. That ache is your soul mourning the person you were supposed to become. You tell yourself you're waiting for the right time. You're doing research. You're finding yourself. Liars, all of you. You aren't finding yourself. You're hiding from yourself. You are terrified of the effort required to be more than a consumer. You have become a professional spectator in your own life. You watch others win. You watch others struggle. You watch others die, and you think that by observing, you are participating. You are not. I remember a time when I stood exactly where you are. I had the vision. I had the tools. I had the talent. I spent 3 years preparing for a moment that I told myself would change everything. I polished my ego until it shone. I told everyone what I was going to do. I fed on their good lucks and their "you're so brave." And then, the night before the battle, I looked into the abyss and I realized I didn't want the victory. I wanted the applause. I was a fraud. I was terrified of the pain of the process. I was addicted to the idea of success. But I hated the reality of the work. I sat there, paralyzed, watching my dream turn into ash because I was too weak to pick up the hammer. That is my scar. It's a jagged, ugly thing that reminds me every day that the ego is the greatest enemy you will ever face. Musashi wrote in the Book of Five Rings, "You must under all circumstances maintain the spirit of a warrior. A warrior doesn't complain about the weight of the sword. A warrior doesn't ask if the enemy is tired. A warrior doesn't wait for inspiration. Why do you think you're different? You think your anxiety is a special condition. You think your lack of motivation is a clinical mystery. It isn't. It's the natural result of a life lived without direction. You are a ship with no rudder, complaining that the ocean is too big. You have been nuancing your failures for too long. You've given them fancy names and psychological labels to make them feel more dignified. The truth is simpler. You are undisciplined. You are soft, and you are running out of time. Every time you say tomorrow, a piece of your future self dies. Every time you choose the easy path, you are sharpening the blade that the world will eventually use to cut you down. Look at that mirror again. Is that the face of someone who would make Musashi hesitate? Or is it the face of someone who has already surrendered? Musashi stood on the edge of the void. To most, the void is terrifying. It is nothingness. It is the end. But for the steel mind, the void is the ultimate weapon. Most people live in a state of clutter. Their minds are filled with what ifs, I should haves, and they might think. They are trying to fight a war while carrying 1,000 pounds of emotional garbage. Musashi's secret was the way of the void. It means becoming so focused, so detached from the ego, that there is no space for fear to exist. When the blade strikes, there is no me striking. There is only the strike. You fail because you are too present in your own way. You are thinking about the result while you should be focusing on the breath. You are worrying about the failure while you should be refining the technique. You are obsessed with the self. I feel tired. I don't feel like it. This is too hard for me. Do you hear it? The constant repetition of I. To overcome your inner battles, you must first kill the I. You must become a ghost in your own machine. When you work, there is no you. There is only the work. When you suffer, there is no you. There is only the endurance. This is the Satnam, the killing mind. You must kill the version of you that needs to be happy. You must kill the version of you that needs to be comfortable. These are the weights that keep you in the mud. Imagine a master blacksmith. He takes a piece of iron. It is dull. It is weak. It is useless. He doesn't whisper to the iron. He doesn't tell the iron it's enough just the way it is. He throws it into the fire. He waits until it glows with an agonizing heat, and then he strikes. Clang. Each strike is a rejection of the iron's old form. Each strike is a violent transformation. The iron screams in the heat. It shatters under the hammer if it has flaws, but if it is pure, if it holds, it becomes steel. You are the iron. This life is the hammer. But you are the one refusing to step into the fire. You want the strength of the sword without the heat of the furnace. It is impossible. Musashi traveled the dusty roads of Japan, sleeping in the rain, eating when he could, constantly challenging himself against the best in the land. He wasn't looking for a trophy. He was looking for the limits of his own soul. He wanted to see what was left when everything else was stripped away. What is left of you when we take away your phone? When we take away your bed? When we take away your titles and your excuses? If the answer is nothing, then you have never lived. You have only existed. The steel mind does not ask for the burden to be lighter. It asks for the back to be stronger. It understands that the obstacle is not in the way. The obstacle is the way. Every struggle you face is a gift from the universe to see if you are actually serious about the life you claim you want. Are you a sword, or are you just scrap metal waiting for the rust? So, you've looked into the mirror and felt the shame. You've acknowledged the void. Now, we begin the work. But do not mistake this for self-improvement. I despise that term. Self-improvement is for those who want to decorate their cage. We are here to smash the bars. Musashi's philosophy was stripped of all decoration. He hated the flowery schools of swordsmanship that focused on graceful movements and aesthetic poses. He called them theaters of death. To him, if a technique didn't result in a cut, it was useless. Do nothing which is of no use. Think about your life through that lens. If you were to audit your last 24 hours, how much of it was of use? How much of your energy was spent on the theater of being productive versus the reality of being effective? You spend hours choosing the right app, the right outfit, the right music to work to. That is the theater. Musashi would have walked into your room and burned it all to the ground. The transformation begins with a ruthless pruning. You are not a sculptor adding clay. You are a sculptor chipping away stone to find the statue inside. You must eviscerate your distractions. You think you can have a steel mind while your attention is fragmented into 1,000 pieces by notifications and trivial opinions. You are delusional. You are trying to sharpen a blade while throwing it into a pile of rocks. The first rule of the forge is solitude. Musashi spent years in the mountains, not because he hated people, but because he knew that the noise of the world drowns out the signal of the soul. You need to find your mountain. It might be 4 o'clock in the morning when the world is silent. It might be a desk in a corner where the Wi-Fi doesn't reach. But you must find a place where the only voices you hear are yours and the truths. And in that silence, you must practice relentless repetition. They tell you to work smart, not hard. That is a lie told by people who have never mastered anything. Musashi swung his sword thousands of times every single day. He didn't do it until he got it right. He did it until he couldn't get it wrong. Your problem is that you try something for a week, and when the dopamine wears off and the newness fades, you quit. You say, "It's not for me." No, it's exactly for you. The boredom is the test. The grind is the sharpening stone. When you are bored, when you are tired, when you feel like you are making no progress, that is when the steel is actually being tempered. If you want to master your inner battles, you must become a master of the mundane. You must learn to love the sweat, the repetition, and the silence. You must treat your daily discipline not as a chore, but as a religious ritual. Every rep at the gym, every line of code, every page written is a prayer to the God of your own potential. But let us be clear. Discipline is not a state of being. It is a series of victories. Musashi taught that the spirit of a warrior is the same, whether he is in a duel or in everyday life. You think your big battle is somewhere in the future. You think you'll be a hero when the big moment comes. You are wrong. There are no big moments. There is only a million tiny moments that lead to a single outcome. Your inner battle happens every time the alarm goes off. It happens every time you reach for a snack you don't need. It happens every time you feel the urge to check your phone instead of finishing the task. In these moments, you are in a duel with your own weakness. And in a duel, there is no second place. You either kill the impulse, or the impulse kills your future. This is the 1-second war. The moment the temptation arises, you have exactly 1 second to act before your brain starts building a masterpiece of excuses. Your brain is a world-class lawyer. It can justify any cowardice. It will tell you that you've worked hard enough, that one time won't hurt, that you'll start fresh on Monday. Do not listen. Cut through the argument. Musashi spoke of the short sword and the long sword. In your life, the long sword is your grand vision, your 10-year plan, your legacy. But the short sword is your immediate action. It is the blade you use when the enemy is in your face. You are too busy looking at the long sword. You are dreaming of the horizon while you're being stabbed in the chest by your own laziness. Put the long sword on your back and draw the short sword. Focus on the next 5 minutes. Can you win the next 5 minutes? Can you win this one decision? Winning is a habit, so is losing. If you lose the 1-second war today, it becomes easier to lose it tomorrow. Your character is nothing more than the calcified remains of your previous decisions. If you want to be a man of steel, you must make steel decisions. And here is the most brutal truth I can give you. No one is coming to save you. There is no mentor who will do the work for you. There is no video, not even this one, that will magically fix your life. There is no perfect circumstance waiting for you. Musashi was often outnumbered. He was often ambushed. He didn't wait for a fair fight. He made the fight fair by being better than his circumstances. He took 2 swords into a world that only used one. He adapted. He evolved. He survived because he refused to be a victim of his environment. You are complaining about your toxic workplace, your lack of resources, your bad upbringing. Listen to me. Musashi's father tried to kill him. He lived in the woods like an animal. He had nothing but his will and his blade. And he became the greatest legend in the history of Japan. What is your excuse again? The world is a cold, indifferent place. It will grind you into dust if you let it. It will use you as fuel for someone else's fire. The only way to stop it is to become the fire yourself. We have traveled from the darkness of your room to the heat of the forge. We have looked into the abyss, and we have drawn our swords. But as this video ends, the real danger begins. Most of you will feel a surge of energy right now. Your heart is beating faster. You feel inspired. You might even leave a comment saying how fire this was. And then, in 20 minutes, you will go back to your old life. The inspiration will leak out of you like water through a sieve. You will go back to being soft. You will go back to the theater. I am telling you now, do not let that happen. If you watch this and do not change a single action today, you have wasted your time and you have insulted the spirit of the warrior we have discussed. Steel Mind is not a channel you watch. It is a state of being you inhabit. It is the refusal to accept mediocrity. It is the commitment to the grind when no one is watching and no one is cheering. Here is your golden message, the one I want you to carry for the next decade. The world does not care about your pain. It only bows to the blade you sharpened in the dark. Do not seek sympathy. Do not seek understanding. Seek mastery. Seek strength. Seek the version of you that makes your current self look like a ghost. This is your steel action. When this screen goes black, do not click on another video. Do not check your feed. Do not go to sleep if there is still work to be done. Stand up, face the thing you have been avoiding, and chomp it down. Do it with the cold, calculated precision of Musashi. Do it without emotion. Do it because you said you would. The inner battle never ends. It just gets easier to win as you get harder to break. The question is no longer, what would Musashi do? The question is, what will you do? Become the hammer, or be the anvil? The choice is yours, but the fire is waiting.